Alright guys, I'm teaching, so if you don't have a pencil or a piece of paper, you better press pause and go get it, because you will be sending me these notes for half of your assignment. Alright? The date is 3/30/20, that's March 30th, 2020, and this is multiplying binomials. We are going to start with a warm-up. Okay, these are the skills that you need to do this. So like I said, you're going to follow along with me as I do this, and you're going to write all this stuff down first. I'm going to put them in parentheses because we're going to be multiplying things that are in parentheses, and you know that when parentheses are stacked up next to each other, it means multiply. Okay, let's write 3 of them at first. F and 8. All right. This means, you know, what's 5 times x, okay? 5 times x is 5x. 8 times x would be 8x. 10 times x would be 10x. Negative 2 times a would be negative 2a. We're just combining those, okay? Negative 2 times m. Who's got that answer? In the back? Yep. Negative 2m. I'm going to circle my answers so it's a little bit clearer. And what is f times 8? No, it's not f8. It's 8f. Okay, let me do 3 more. And like I said, this warm-up is so we can get these skills that we're going to need for this lesson, so we don't have to reteach them later on, okay? And the last one's going to be m times n. Okay, don't think too hard on this one. 6 times 7 is 42, okay? 3x plus 1x. This is not multiplying. There's an addition sign here. So we're going to add our ninja 1 right there. These are like terms, so we're just going to add them. 3x plus 1x is 4x. And this is the same type of thing. These are like terms. We're just going to go negative 2x plus 2x. Those cancel each other out. It is 0. We don't have to write 0x. Don't have to do that. We can just put 0 or just leave it blank. That's it. Maybe not leave it blank. We can put 0, but in this thing, we're going to be canceling things out. So I would just cancel those out if I was combining like terms. And finally, m times m, I'm adding my floating ninja 1s here, and since I'm multiplying the same base and the exponent is 1, I'm adding up those 1s for m to the second. Any of this stuff, if I said what's x times x, you would say it is x squared. All right? So remember, add those little ones, add them up when you're multiplying same bases, okay? Same thing. All right. Let's talk about what this lesson's going to be about now. Let's do an x plus 4 times x plus 5. This is the title of our notes today. Multiplying binomials. Binomials means that it's an expression with 2 terms. 2 here and 2 here. That's how we're multiplying 2 of these times 2 of these, all right? And I've also noticed from watching the videos that I go like this with my hands a lot. I'm going to try to stop doing that so much, okay? It must be annoying. Why didn't you guys tell me that I'm always doing this? I'm sick of that. Okay. Here we go. We're going to learn the FOIL method. And let's go F, O, I, L. F equals first. OE stands for outer. I stands for inner. And L stands for last. And that's the order in which we are going to multiply these terms. Before I get to that, I'm just going to make sure that I did press record, because I'd be very mad that it didn't work if it didn't work. Yes, we're good. I'm only 5 minutes in. Okay. First, outer, inner, last. If you were in my class, I would play the windshield wiper game. This is a fun game. And here's how it works. I'm going to do it up here. All right. Zoom in a little bit. These are your first terms. These are your last terms. First, last. First, last, okay? If you're first in line, the X's were first. If you're last in line, the 4 and the 5 were the last, okay? Let's talk about outer and inner. Outer are the outsides. The inners are the insides. Outer, inner, outer, inner. Remember, this is the order we are going to multiply these once we learn first, outer, inner, last. Let's play windshield wipers. Here's how it goes. You are going to, either in your own head or out loud, you are going to tell me one by one what these are, okay? Here's my example. First, last, first, last, outer, inner, first, last. It's called windshield wipers, guys, because when you're in the car, the windshield wipers go like this, and years ago it just dawned on me, wow, this is like windshield wipers when I'm doing this lesson. So let's play windshield wipers. Here we go. First, last, first, last, outers, inners, first, outers, inners, last, inners, outers, firsts, lasts, first, last, outer, inner, first, last, outer, inner, first, last. See how I did it? Now I want you guys to try it, okay? Here we go. When I tap, you're going to say it. I'm not going to say it this time. Here we go. If you said first, last, outer, inner, you were good and you are ready to go. If you want to rewind that 50 times, be my guest. All right, let's get to this. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And I'd like you to label these in your notes. The firsts would be the x times the x. I'm going to put a 1 right there. All right? I'm also going to take this little squiggly line out of here because I need that space. 2 would be, we're going to multiply the outers. 2 would be this. All right? Those two, the x and the 5. We're going to multiply them in about a minute. Number 3 are the inners. Those are the inners, and 4 in the x. And the fourth step would be the lasts, which would be the 4 times the 5. And these are the order in which we multiply. So here's example 1. And I'm going to just pull this thing down here. I'm going to pull x plus 4 times x plus 5. I'm going to pull it down here. So we can do some work on this following the FOIL method. Here we go. The firsts is x times x. And I'm really gonna make these little thought bubbles here too. X times x is x squared, or x to the second. The second portion was the outers. Outers would be the x times 5. X times 5. It is not x5, it's actually positive 5x, all right? Number 3, we're going to do the inners. The inners would be 4 times x. 4 times x. What's 4 times x? Right, it's positive 4x. And the fourth step would be 4 times 5. And 4 times 5 is positive 20. All right, that's my first step right there. If this were negative, it'd be a negative 5x. If that 4 was negative, it'd be a negative 4x. And if one of these was positive and one was negative, it would be a negative 20. Or if they were both negative, here, negative 4, negative 5, then it would be a positive 20 as well. So sign rules come into effect for all this stuff. All the stuff that we learned before, it applies now, all right? Let's take this line right here, and let's have a little blast from the past, and let's combine like terms. Which terms can we combine, or which terms are in the same family? X squared goes with nothing. Positive 5x, ooh, that goes with 4x. I'm going to combine 5x and 4x. And I'm just going to tell you guys that on all of these today and your assignment, the two middle terms are going to combine. You're going to take the integers and add them up or subtract them up and keep the same last letter. 5x plus 4x is 9x. The positive 20 is going to drop. And the x squared is going to drop. There is our answer for our first one. So that's basically it, okay? We're going to do a few more examples, and your worksheet, we're going to do a bunch more examples. Your worksheet is going to be a bunch of these, and like I said, if you cannot print, then just copy it down from your device and snap that pic on Google Classroom and send it to me, all right? So, first, outer, inner, last. Let's do some examples. And like I told you guys before, don't just sit here and copy. Don't just copy the notes. Think in your own head what I'm doing, and work ahead of me a little bit. Don't just be a copier, and don't just sit here and not think and copy for the notes credit. Please think ahead and press pause and see if you can get the answer. All right, we'll start off with some easy ones. X plus 6 times x plus 1. And we call it FOIL because that's the acronym for the order we're going to do. First, outer, inner, last. Firsts are the two first terms, x times x. X times x is x squared. The outers, here's the outers. The x and the 1. What's 1 times x? It's positive 1x. The inners are 6 and x. 6 times x is positive 6x. And the lasts are the 6 and the 1. 6 times 1 is positive 6. Let's combine like terms. It's going to be these two in the middle. 1x plus 6x is 7x. The positive 6 comes down. The x squared comes down, and there's my answer. I'll put a couple of stars here for my answer, okay? I'll even put a happy face. Let's keep going. Let's mix in some signs, guys. It's not always going to be positive and fluffy and nice. The negative signs are going to creep in. Here we go. X plus 4 times x minus 3. First, outer, inner, last. the firsts. X times x. X squared. O stands for outers. The outers are x times -3. Make sure you see that -3 right there, right in front. X times -3 is negative 3x. The inners are positive 4 times x, which is positive 4x. And the lasts are 3 times -4, or negative 3 times 4, positive 4 times -3 is, you're correct, is negative 12. Let me make that x right there. Let's combine these two middle terms. They are like terms. Negative 3 plus 4 is also the same as positive 4 minus 3. That is positive 1x. Negative 12 comes down, x squared comes down, and there's my answer. That's it. If you remember how to do this, do that in your notes before you hand it to me, okay? Let's keep going. Example 4. X minus 5 times x plus 3. We've got another positive and another negative. Once the negative signs creep in here, you guys have to be very careful, and you've got to slow down. Slow down. First, outer, inner, last FOIL. Firsts is x times x. X times x is x squared. Outers, our second step, is x times positive 3. That's positive 3x. I stands for inners. That's step 3. Negative 5 times x is negative 5x. And lasts is negative 5 and positive 3. And negative times a positive is a negative. Negative 5 times positive 3 is negative 15. There we go. And we are combining these middle terms. Once again, it comes back down to integers, guys. Negative 5 and positive 3. Are they friends or are they enemies? They're enemies because they're different. We subtract enemies. 5 minus 3 is 2. The bigger number is 5. So we attach that negative sign onto that 2. It is negative 2. Negative 5 plus 3 is negative 2. Draw a number line if you get stuck on that. It's never cheating to draw a number line. I forgot to send you guys home with number lines. Or use your iPhone-ulator. The iPhone-ulators, you can put a negative sign in there. Believe me, all your integer problems can disappear. So that is a negative 2x. The negative 15 comes down, and the x squared comes down. There's our answer. It's x squared minus 2x minus 15. So essentially, when we are, when we are multiplying a binomial times a binomial, in the end, it turns out as a trinomial. It's like magic. I would like you to try this worksheet. And there's a bunch of them. It starts out very positive, okay? Positive, 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 fluffy, 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 great. And then at number 16 on the bottom, some negatives mix in. And on the back, there are some positives and negatives. Please rewind this video and watch it as much as you can to get this whole thing done. This is due on Wednesday. You're going to copy all of these notes, and I want all of this stuff done. And you guys, if you are stuck, comment to me in the videos, or send me a separate email, or comment to me in the class comments on Google Classroom. Okay, a few of you guys have talked to me like that. All right, so I'll just show you up here. Your worksheet looks like this. FOIL, first, outer, inner, last. It all starts out positive, positive, nice and fluffy. And then all of a sudden the negatives hit down here. And on the back, it's a bunch of negatives and positives all together. I'm actually going to do one more example. And let's do an x minus 2 times an x minus 7. All right? And this is the first one that we'd have a negative and a negative already. So all of our sign rules are going to apply. Firsts, remember windshield wipers, first, last, outer, inner. Foils, first, outers, inners, last. All right? X times x is x to the second. Okay? For our outers, x times negative 7 is negative 7x. For our inners, negative 2 times x is negative 2x. And for our lasts, it is negative 2 times negative 7. A negative times a negative is a positive 14. And we are combining our two middle terms right here. Negative 7 minus 2 is negative 9x. Positive 14 comes down. X squared comes down. The mistake you are going to make is with this negative 7 minus 2. Remember, negative 7 minus 2, we're going deeper into negative land, and therefore it is a negative 9x. Or friends and enemies, they are friends. We add friends. 7 plus 2 is 9. Bigger number 7. Negative sign comes down. There's my trinomial. There's my answer. Alrighty? That's it. Please rewind those notes. I explained it as best as I could, and contact me if there's any problems.